This is the Reds POSTCAST, your instant game reaction for the Cincinnati Reds. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Well, good evening, Reds fans, and welcome to another edition of the POSTCAST, brought to you by Locked On Reds and the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. My name is Tim Daniel, lifelong Reds fan. I've been my second season here at Locked On covering the team, and I want to thank you for spending some time with me as we discuss the Cincinnati Reds' dominant victory over the New York Mets, 12-0. This episode is brought to you by our friends over at Odoo. Great organizations win because operations matter, and that's why you should go to Odoo. Try for free today at odoo.com/lockedon. That's odo.com/lockedon. Well, on tonight's show, Eugenio Suarez has a career high day. The Reds just flat out dominate the Mets, and Chase Burns was not his best and still threw 5 shutout innings. Pretty impressive if you ask me. All that and a whole lot more. We're going to start today with the Locked On Player of the Game.
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
It's very easy to be Eugenio Suarez today, right? We've talked about this a million times. As soon as he gets going, things probably get a little better for the Reds. And tonight was pretty awesome. So as you guys know, I talked about this yesterday. I was in attendance today at the game with my daughter, and it was a lot of fun. We had a great time together. And when I used to take her all the time as a kid, they won every time when she was an infant. She's now been to 5 Reds games, and they've won all 5 games. So maybe my daughter's a good luck charm. I don't know. We'll go with that. But Eugenio Suarez today hits a home run in the first inning, a 2-run shot to make it 3-0. And then in the second inning, hits a grand slam. And we were up in the 530s where we kind of got like the full idea, the full view of the stadium. And you could see the arch of the ball was just like perfect and just looked like it was going out. And Jeff Carr was sitting next to me from Locked On Reds. And we were sitting there talking about the conversation about just like, what point do we just kind of enjoy this and not be scared they're going to blow this game? And it didn't come because they didn't score again until the 8th inning, but it was just so nice to see because if Eugenio Suarez can get his power going, I saw someone in the comments say right before I went live, I'm sorry, that I don't care about Gino's batting average. I don't care about his on-base percentage. I care about dingers and slugging. And that is exactly what you asked for in a Eugenio Suarez game today. 2 homers, 6 RBI, obviously 2 runs scored. And yeah, I know he had 2 strikeouts, but I don't care. That brings his OPS back up to 682. He is definitely hopefully back to his old self. Hopefully we're seeing more Gino homers because that's what this team needs big time. Also, shout out JJ Bleday with his 3rd homer, with another homer today. And he had 4 RBIs himself. So that was really nice to see from the Reds as well. They had 9 hits and 5 walks today. And look, I don't know if you guys looked ahead, but the Mets starter for tomorrow was put on the IL. So there's possibility you could see another game like this tomorrow. We shall see. But this was a game the Reds just flat out dominated. And look, I know it's the Mets, but I'm going to take this and run with it every chance we get. I'm going to enjoy, like I said, I can't get here and just throw stuff and be angry when they lose, but I can really come in here and have a good time when they win. And it sounds like Ellie's going to be coming back fairly soon. He's going to go on a rehab assignment, which I honestly like. Jeff and I were talking about too, just like, even if it's just a game for him to just kind of see if his legs are underneath him, I can live with that. And yeah, so Jason says it here. The Reds seem to have the Mets number. So what? That puts them at 3-1 on the Mets now. So if they win one more Mets game, they win the season series. And those are the teams you need to beat, right? Kelby says it here. It amazes me that the Mets, the amazing Mets, get it, have so much talent but are so bad. It really is fascinating. I'm sitting there looking at the lineup and I'm seeing all these guys who are coming up to bat. I'm like, oh, Bo Bichette, Juan Soto, so on and so forth. I know they don't have Francisco Lindor right now, but you're like, how does this team not win games? Brett Beatty is a guy who I thought would be so much better than he is. Man, Juan Soto had 2 strikeouts tonight. He looked silly at times. It was really nice to see. I'm just so happy the Reds had a game like this. Who was it that said it just a second ago? Said this is the most happiest postcast they've had in a while. Me too, because I didn't have to have the same conversation I've had over and over again, right? I didn't have to come in here and be like, well, the bullpen blew it, or this and that. They did go 1 for 12 with runners in scoring position today and left 12 on base, but they scored 12 runs. So it's definitely easy to patch that up when you have that moment as well. But nice day for Gino. Nice day for the Reds. Let's go ahead and keep the Gino celebration going.
Time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
Eugenio Suarez with a grand salami in the second inning was the turning point, and there was no looking back. And you could tell the Mets pretty quickly waved the white flag. Obviously, it was a bullpen day for the Mets, so you knew they weren't going to go super long there. But Tobias Myers leaves with an inning and a third and 7 earned runs. That doesn't make your ERA look very good, does it? And then, what's his name here? Sorry. Jonathan Pintaro comes in, who came in with a 1.30 ERA. That's doubled after that game. And then, of course, they end the day with Peterson, who goes 3 innings, and he also gives up 3 runs of his own as well, and 2 walks. Obviously, the JJ Bleday homer helps that. But we don't get to have these days often as Reds fans, right? We don't get to have these days where they just go out there and take care of business right away. It's so nice to see because, they only had 9 hits tonight, and they did this. Someone mentioned as well, Matt McLean today, 2 walks, 1 hit by pitch. And scored 2 runs as well too. I know his batting average isn't super great right now. He has hit much better in June, but bringing that OPS up to 679 is a plus for him. And I want to see more of it. I know we all want to see more of it, but the Reds today are dominant. And unfortunately, Noelvi Marte's hit streak ended today. So I can't come in here and have another Noelvi Marte parte, but I will take this as well. Tyler Stevenson with 2 hits as well. Just a really good game. Really good game on. Shout out Edwin Arroyo. If he does not have that bunt single, there's no grand slam. And that was pretty risky, obviously. But his speed obviously comes through there. Just a fun day. And I'm just so glad I was at the ballpark tonight and I got to enjoy it. And I don't get to do that too often. I've only been to 2 games this year. And this was my second one, then. And the first one was that nasty rout by the Nationals where they lost like 10-4. So, yeah, I enjoyed this one far more. And I'll tell you what, there's something special about watching Chase Burns when he does what he does. Even tonight, when he wasn't the normal Chase Burns, he still did his thing and got another win. So let's talk about Burns and more right after the break. Throughout the NHA Finals, every shift matters, every moment is intense, and everything comes down to execution when the pressure is at its highest. And just like athletes must be ready to perform when the puck drops, a lot of guys want that same sense of readiness and confidence in their own lives too. That's where Rougiet comes in. Rougiet offers modern performance-focused treatments designed to help you be ready when it matters. Their top option, Rougiet Ready, is a fast-acting, clinically formulated treatment that comes with a simple mint that dissolves under your tongue. It's designed for convenience with fast absorption effects that begin about 15 minutes and may last up to 36 hours. They also offer Go Long, which is formulated to support both performance and control for longer-lasting knees. It's all about helping guys feel prepared, confident, and in control. In the playoffs, readiness isn't optional, it's everything. And for a lot of guys, that idea of being ready at the right moment carries over into everyday life too. That's exactly what Rougiet is built around. I think most guys just want something that fits into their life without a hassle. The idea of a small mint that dissolves and gets to work quickly makes it feel more straightforward. A lot of it comes down to confidence. When you're not worrying about whether things will work when you need them to, it just lets you stay focused and in the moment. The reality is people don't want complicated routines. They want something that fits into real life and works without overthinking it. Head to Rougiet.com/LockedOnNHL and get 15% off your ED treatment. That's RUGIET.com/LockedOnNHL for 15% off. Rougiet, performance medicine for men. We are also brought to you by our friends over at FanDuel. And right now, the World Cup is here, and it's the biggest stage in soccer. Every match feels like it has potential for memorable moments. One goal can completely change the energy of a game, shift momentum, and alter the outcome in an instant. That's what makes tournament soccer so exciting from the opening whistle to the final kick. Say you want to check out USA this week on Friday? Why is it so far between games? I don't understand. Now, FanDuel is giving fans another reason to stay locked into every match with every goal pays. Bet on a match and get bonus bets for every goal scored in that match. More goals mean more bonus bets. All you have to do is turn on your token. That's what's so great about these tournaments, right? You can turn on a match between teams you don't normally follow, and suddenly one goal changes everything. The tension builds so quickly that you're invested before you even realize it. I'd be looking for those matches where both teams are aggressive offensively because those games can open up fast. The more chances become credited, the more exciting the match becomes from beginning to end. And now you get the benefit from each goal scored. From the opening whistle to the final kick, let there be goals on FanDuel. Visit FanDuel.com to get started now. As you know, with baseball players, they're pretty much known for their routines, right? Whether it's that lucky jersey, a pregame ritual like Wade Boggs had to eat chicken before every game, or, the Nomar Garcia Parra biting glove things, sticking to the same preparation, consistency, and when it comes to hair thinning, there can be a lot of products out there making promises, but not always a lot of confidence behind them. That's why people are looking for solutions backed by real science and trusted experts. Nutrafol is the #1 dermatologist-recommended hair growth supplement brand and the official hair growth partner of Major League Baseball. What really makes Nutrafol stand out is that it's not a one-size-fits-all approach. It's designed to fit your routine while addressing the root causes of thinning with personalized solutions. Have you ever noticed how much confidence is tied to looking and feeling your best? One thing I've learned is that little things you do every day tend to add up. Today, I went on a run on my lunch break, and I feel amazing. So whether it's exercise, getting enough sleep, or taking care of yourself, having a routine that makes you feel confident can make a big difference. Find out why Nutrafol is the only hair growth supplement brand trusted by Major League Baseball. For a limited time, Nutrafol is offering our listeners $10 off your first month subscription and all free shipping when you visit Nutrafol.com and enter promo code LOCKEDONMLB. Thank you all so much for spending some time with me tonight as we discuss the Cincinnati Reds' big win over the New York Mets 12-0. I love my everydayers. You all know who you are. And don't forget about the Everydayer Club as well, where you can get access to ad-free episodes of all your favorite Locked On shows and access to our Discord chat in there as well. All that and a whole lot more. Hey, programming note. I don't know if you guys know this or not, but tomorrow is the 10-year anniversary of Locked On Sports. Wild to think. I applied for this company 10 years ago and I'm finally here working, and it's so cool. So tomorrow, Jeff and Steve are going to do a really fun top 10 countdown, and I'm going to do this moment in Reds history on this date. So if you probably know what it is if you go on Google and search June 16th in Reds history, but we're going to profile that for a minute or two tomorrow as well. And I'm really going to have a lot of fun with it. I can't believe it's 10 years here. This is awesome. I love Locked On so much. I couldn't be happier to work here and spend time with all of you. Let's get to Chase Burns tonight as our X Factor.
It's time to reveal who made the biggest under-the-radar impact with today's X Factor.
Here's what's funny about Chase Petty tonight. It might have been his worst start in a month, and he still goes 5 innings of shutout ball and has 7 strikeouts. This guy is something else. I saw William ask me earlier about, could you see Chase Burns starting in the All-Star game? And I could see him starting in the All-Star game. Do I think it's going to happen? No. It's probably going to be like a guy like Jacob Mizralski, Shohei Ohtani, one of those kind of guys. But I certainly think he will be in the All-Star game, and deservedly so. He's been so dynamic and so impressive. And, I feel like there's so many times, right, where I come in here, I say the same thing over and over again. This is my favorite thing to say over and over again. Chase Burns was good. This was the worst Chase Burns game yet. And he was awesome. He was so good in the sense that he didn't have his best stuff and he still got the job done. He gets the bases loaded at times. He gets out of it. I thought tonight was not his best performance by any means, obviously, but I'm really happy to see that he still keeps trucking along. He's going to get Cy Young votes if things keep up. Depending the Reds inning limit that they have for him, that they have not released the number, but everyone's guessing the number. I'm really curious to see how they handle him post All-Star break. But 8-1 with a 2.01 ERA. He's pitching a guy like if the Reds were in playoff contention, you would want taking the ball in game 1 of the playoff series. And look, when they get Hunter Green back, let's hope it doesn't take him too long to round in form. Sounds like he's going on a rehab start next week. I think he's pitching in Arizona. So that's really cool to see. And, Dave says it here, and I keep referencing the chat today. You guys are just bringing up great points. The way he goes after guys is so impressive. So I talked about this last year. I was at his debut game, and he faced Aaron Judge as his 3rd batter in the big leagues. Took care of business. And then tonight he goes at Juan Soto, and that's pretty fun as well. I'm really enjoying everything we get from him. I'm so happy he pitches for our team. This has been so much fun. Let's talk a little bit about the bullpen tonight, because look, I understand they had a 9-run lead when Burns left the game, but they didn't give anything up. So I think that's pretty impressive. Brock Burke today goes an inning, gets a strikeout, does have a walk. Caleb Ferguson, I don't know what's gotten into him. I know his numbers look pretty good. But 2/3 of an inning, 2 walks, does have 2 strikeouts, and he gets give up a hit as well. Let's talk about Chase Petty. This is a guy who I feel like has kind of gone through the ringer, right? He's a guy who you've seen kind of just go through a lot. He's been put in a lot of bad situations, whether it's, immediate start, you got to go out there and play the Cardinals in your debut and get smacked around, whether it's, this and that. He obviously this year, he had that one start against the Cubs where he got called in short notice and did pretty well. I think the bullpen might be his future. And look, no one wants to be the 7th overall pick in the draft as a guy who's kind of throwing little innings like this. I get that. But at this point, Chase Petty is not about being the top 10 pick in the draft. He's about doing what the team needs to be successful. I think he found his role. Maybe he's a long man. Maybe now that he can kind of show he can do this, maybe we don't have to rely on the Chris Paddocks anymore. Strong possibility. I mean, he's 2 outs away from his first big league save. But did he get that the other day? I can't remember. These days run together sometimes. But really thought he gave them a really great effort. Just a lot of fun. A lot of fun to be at the ballpark tonight. A lot of fun to see the Reds win the way they did. I'm so happy. I hope you guys are happy too, because like I said, let's enjoy these while we can. We don't see them too often, but we will go ahead and we will close out the postcast today with the Reds being victors over the New York Mets, 12-0. The Reds have 12 runs on 9 hits and 0 errors. The Mets have 0 runs on 6 hits, no errors. Chase Burns is your winner. He is now 8-1 with a 2.01 ERA. Tobias Myers takes his second loss. He now sports a 5.71 earned run average. And we are back at it tomorrow with a chance to clinch the series against the Mets and the season series against the Mets as Brady Singer takes the hill for the Reds. He is 2-6 with a 5.61. The Reds do need a really good day from him. He'll be going against Kodai Senga, who is 0-4 with a 9 ERA. First pitch will be at 7:10. So I will not be going to the game tomorrow. So I'll be back at regular time. I do want to get to this real quick before I get out of here. John asked me, Tim, what's your opinion on what we do with Burns? I say we let the kid continue to pitch. No innings cap, in my opinion. I get risk of injury could happen, but tomorrow's not promised to no one. John, I a million% agree with you. I want Chase Burns taking the ball every 5th day as long as we possibly can play this season. That's what I want from him. I think that's the only way he's going to learn. And I agree with you. Injuries are scary. Injuries are concerning, especially for pitchers with arm. But I feel like he's shown that he can get through it all. If the Reds are out of it, sure. Maybe you just kind of let it go and in the middle of September. But for now, I want to see him every 5th day as much as I possibly can. But now I'm going to close out the show because then my bosses are going to yell at me for running too long. Everyone, thank you so much for staying for and waiting for me tonight as I was getting back from the ballpark. I'm Tim Daniel. Please be sure to tune in tomorrow for our 10-year anniversary of Lockdown with Jeff and Steve and then me at the postcast. Go Redlegs. I will see you tomorrow.